everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We're here with RetailMeNot to learn about how they're delighting customers with a seamless experience. I'm Courtney Fong. I'm a product marketer at Okta, and today I'm joined by Patrick Macklin and Sudipto Desmukh.
Hi, Courtney. It's a pleasure to be here.
Hey everyone, pleasure to be here.
Thanks for joining us. For those of you who are not familiar with RetailMeNot influences purchase decisions through the power of savings. They drive growth for more than 70,000 brands by connecting advertisers with their active shopping audience. RetailMeNot is dedicated to delivering innovative promotional media solutions, including online and in-store coupons and codes, plus cashback offers through their browser extension, app, and website to help brand partners achieve their goals and help millions of shoppers save every day. Now, let's take a step back and look at the broader retail landscape. The evolving landscape highlights the need for customer identity solutions. First, customers expect hyper-personalized experiences. They want a curated experience across every channel, and poor experiences are now easily highlighted publicly. There's increased scrutiny in privacy and security. Consumers want control of their data, and there are rising acquisition costs, which makes customer identity crucial for conversion and retention. And finally, there's a rapid digitization happening that demands an identity layer. Consumers demand digitization at all points of the journey, but retailers historically have invested in physical footprints. So now is the time to evolve. Personal experience probably validates this, and the data does too. The 2021 Gartner Customer Experience Management Survey found that 86% of surveyed leaders said that CX will be a critical goal in 2023. And customers who say they have good experiences spend 140% more than those with bad ones. And in one very specific example, Expedia lost $12 million from the addition of a simple field to their registration page. And when we meet these demands for flexibility, we open ourselves to security risks. Now, let's bring this all to life to see how RetailMeNot is able to balance security with experience. Patrick, you're the lead developer for the CIAM team at RetailMeNot. Can you share a little bit more about your role?
Absolutely. I'm leading the team responsible for customer login and registration, as well as our cashback offering. We have 4 engineers on that team, and we're working with several other teams across the company to deliver the Okta migration away from our internal identity application.
Awesome. And Sudipto, you were the lead pre-sale solutions architect for Okta on this project. Can you share a little bit more about what that means?
Absolutely. So what that means is I led the pre-sales architect team to help evaluate the solution for RetailMeNot. So we leverage presentations, demonstrations, proof of concepts, and business value to ensure that RetailMeNot is able to solve for their business challenges with the Okta customer identity solution.
Awesome. Now that we're familiar with your roles, let's dig a little bit more into the work that you did. So Patrick, we looked at the whole retail landscape earlier and shared a couple stats. Can you share a little bit about what your business challenge was at RetailMeNot?
Certainly. You're spot on that users on RetailMeNot respond to a personalized experience. We've seen that migrating a user from an anonymous to a logged in returning user makes them 5 times more valuable, not only to our company, but also to our partners, and also for the amount of cashback the customer is able to earn and money they're able to save for themselves. Making that process quick and painless for visitors to become members represents a huge opportunity for us.
Wow, that's super interesting. So if I heard that right, logged in users are 5 times more valuable. So keeping that in mind, can you share a little bit about how identity specifically impacts your business goals?
Most customers will first encounter RetailMeNot organically, whether they're shopping for an item and looking for a discount, or they landed on our site because we have a deal for a particular product they're interested in buying. Their first experience is typically from a search engine. From there, our business challenge is to capture their intent and get them to convert. When we do that, we save them money. But of course, there's a cost involved in their time and attention. Minimizing that cost to them and making it a frictionless transition from their first encounter makes for a more enjoyable experience that the user is more likely to repeat. Signing up and getting them to trust RetailMeNot with their identity is a key step.
Awesome. So it sounds like minimizing costs and delivering that seamless experience is really important to you. Can you share a little bit about how you made the decision to implement an identity solution rather than building your own?
Well, we had our own identity solution since the addition of our cashback program. The tech stack is over 5 years old now, and while it's fairly robust as far as 5-year-old platform goes, compared to the rate and breadth of new features that a vendor like Okta is able to add, it's really showing its age. One thing that we attempted to improve before going with Okta was to incorporate adaptive multi-factor authentication. That is, to challenge suspicious logins and user activity with an additional authentication channel. We got partway through that project before it became clear that our tech stack needed reinvention to rise to the task of responding to adaptive threats. We started exploring which vendors would be able to offer a more seamless experience at that point.
Got it. And tell me a little bit about how you ultimately ended up choosing Okta as your partner.
We created a list of features that would be table stakes in terms of things that our current identity platform provided. We stacked those up against the features available from market leaders and began meeting with each of them. Okta was unique in their ability to provide not just a demo of their product, but a prototype, a proof of a concept of our web login portal based on their platform that met many of our key use cases for our web customers. Their pre-sales team provided us with that prototype code. On top of that, they gave us a breakdown of the amount of investment it would take to implement some of the additional features that Okta included. This was a projection in terms of salary costs for development and maintenance of these features over a 3-year time span. That information really helped sell our company leadership on making the switch to Okta.
So it sounds like the work with the pre-sales team really had a big impact here, especially, some of the prototype work. Sudipta, I'd love to kick it over to you and hear a little bit about your thoughts on this build versus buy scenario and how you were able to help Patrick make the case for Okta.
So Patrick mentioned three things. One was build versus buy, offloading the identity to a mature vendor, and also the maturity of a cloud platform. So here at Okta, we believe in offloading customers from the business of identity so that customer teams, developers, and engineering teams can focus on solving business critical problems. The RetailMeNot solution and the website look pretty good, but like Patrick said, it took a lot of effort in terms of infrastructure as well as personnel, right? So what we were able to showcase using all the tools that Patrick mentioned was how Okta could solve for all these challenges and provide a seamless, frictionless experience with a high focus on robust security. We were able to also showcase current state versus future state architecture so that the team could visualize the end solution with Okta. So that's how we aided the team to make sure that they make the right decision in terms of choosing a vendor.
I love that. Thanks for kind of sharing a little bit about our goals here at Okta when we work with a customer. But Patrick, I want to bring you back here. Tell us a little bit about your goals as a customer for implementing an identity solution.
Top of mind for us is the robustness of the solution, both in terms of the availability and in terms of responsiveness to external threats. Security is an ongoing concern for, I think, every web business, but retailer segments in particular. Amongst all the providers we surveyed, Okta had not only the most favorable service level agreement, but also the longest and most favorable published track record of availability of their services. The other half of that coin is the Okta Threat Insights product. Their machine learning-based suspicious activity detection and filter, which, even if we were able to implement that degree of adaptive, preventative technology, we would still not get the sense of scale and security that comes from Okta. Okta is able to aggregate data from all of their customers using threats deployed against one customer to prevent that same threat from hampering another customer. One other aspect that the Okta team grasped and provided for was the continuity of user experience. Whether our customer only visited us once or visits us every day, we wanted our transition to a SIAM solution to be invisible. Okta provided the tools and the know-how to do that from our very first meeting.
Great. Very happy to hear that. Now, Sudipto, tell me a little bit about how Okta is actually able to help with these considerations. What are some of the things that you want to highlight?
Absolutely. So a few of the things, right? So one is again talking about. So I'll do it in two ways, right? One is customer experience, and another is security. From a customer experience standpoint, so first of all, migrating passwords from the homegrown solution that RetailMeNot had to Okta Identity Cloud, right? We want to make sure that end users do not have any impact when back-end identity systems are changed. So how we do that is by making sure that password hashes can be migrated so that end users can log in using the same password which they were using it in the past. Another thing is during registration, so sign up as well as sign in, they can use the same methods that they were using as well as support additional methods, potentially passwordless, email magic link, and the like. So Okta supports all of those features in the least possible code manner or low code manner. And then also let's talk about security. So using features like threat insights, adaptive multi-factor authentication, we were able to provide a strong, robust policy-based framework where features can literally be turned on as a toggle and with low code can be implemented for the solution, making sure that customers can trust the solution. Account lockout as well as account takeover attempts can be prevented, and a holistic zero trust solution can be provided.
Got it. So unsurprisingly, it sounds like the focus here was on customer experience and making sure that all of the migrations were smooth. I'm curious to hear a little bit about what some of the challenges were that you faced during implementation, and if there were any, how did you manage to solve them?
By far, our biggest challenge was identifying all the touch points where our homegrown solution had been integrated and iterated on throughout our various tech stacks. We have over a dozen teams contributing on over 2 dozen projects, from our website to our browser extension and our native app platforms, to make this transition happen and make it as seamless as possible for all aspects of our customer experience. People across our company have come together in a big way to serve as stakeholders and product owners for all the various areas that need to be upgraded or removed or just touched to make this transition happen.
Sudipto, anything to add here?
Yeah, it has been such a great effort between the various teams here, right? Okta pre-sales, customer success, obviously the RetailMeNot team, and also the professional services partner team who really brought in their experience of having done similar large-scale implementations for other retail customers.
Now, Patrick, I want to ask you one last question. For other retailers who are considering an identity solution, do you have any suggestions on how different teams should think about this and how they should approach it?
Think about your customer identity as the cornerstone of your digital ecosystem. Identity embodies the relationship between you and your customers. Knowing who they are lets you meet their needs better, which serves your business goals in multiple ways. It makes all your digital interactions with that customer more powerful. You get better insights into your customers get a better experience. Finally, you get to focus your resources on building what really matters to you, things that make your company stand out and perform for your customers. Sudipto mentioned that Okta is a security company. RetailMeNot would love to not have to be a security company. We can focus all of our engineering resources on our products and improving our customer experience. At the end of the day, everyone will be better served. Our business, our customers, and our retail partners.
Patrick, thank you so much for sharing that. I'm so happy to hear that Okta was able to provide the right solution for you. And Sudipto, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and adding color to the work that was done here.
Absolutely.
Today, we talked about the RetailMeNot case and some of the challenges that you two faced in this project and the opportunities that you had as well while integrating Okta. Really great to hear about how you were able to delight customers with that great seamless experience while also preserving security. For all of our listeners, thank you so much. We look forward to the opportunity to partner with you and continue the conversation on the importance of identity.